for women, and she was considered Jewish Woman of the Year, and I wanted to puke. Because how can these people how can these secular Jews get behind her and champion her when she wasn't doing anything Jewish other than sucking on the cock of this Catholic guy from Ireland? She's with a goy, right? She's not your Jewish person you should be championing. She's not doing anything Jewish, right? Whereas I was in comedy at the time, and look at me. I mean, look at me, right? I'm like completely Jewish, right? I'm Jewish from head to toe, right? My whole show is about that, right? I'm the one that everyone should have been championing. I should have been,
on Jewish Women's Magazine.
I should have been Jewish Woman of the Year. And I should have been on the cover of all these magazines. And I should have been the one getting all of that, right? Because, I wasn't with some shiksa or whatever, right? So it's not so much her, but it's what she represents and everybody behind her. I have a lot of problems with secular Jews embracing people like her to represent, and they should have been, I'm the representative. Don't you think I would have been a better representative for the entire Jewish people as their comedian, as their artist, than her? And she's not the one that represents Jews.
She's smoking hot.
No, she's not.
Smoking hot. Huge tracts of land.
What?
She's just smoking hot.
I don't think so. To me, she looks like any other Ashkenazi Jewish chick. I'm not attracted to her. I've seen her in person.
You don't like big breasts.
She doesn't have big breasts. I've seen her in person. She does not. I've met her. I don't think she's attractive. That's me.
Do you think that Jewish women are sexually cold?
Jewish women are sexually cold?
You've heard of the Jap, the Jap stereotype that they're Jewish women are sexually cold. There are a lot of jokes about that. In your experience?
I don't know. I'm not going to answer that. Well, why did you bring up this thing about Sarah Silverman anyway?
Oh, did you see her movie Jesus is Magic?
No.
So she has a line in there.
There's things I have seen her do,
Mm-hmm.
like on Comedy Central, or whatever. I don't think she's funny. That's just me. But go ahead.
You don't think she's hot, and you don't think she's funny, you don't think she's a good representative of Jewish comedy. But other than that, she's great.
The only thing I liked about her is that she thought she liked me. And she was a good audience member because she was into my act. Which was surprising because Jews normally don't like me. Right? But she, for whatever reason, dug me on stage. So that's the only thing about her I'm okay with. Whereas surprisingly, Jimmy did not find me funny, which was weird because he's Catholic and like he's right in my wheelhouse. But it was like the switcheroo. Jimmy never really thought I was all that funny, which is why I was never on the Jimmy Kimmel Show. Whereas other people who were in my show that I was on a cast of were constantly as guests. That pissed me off. So I got more personal ties against Jimmy Kimmel than against her.
Well, Jimmy's never been on the Luke Ford show.
And that'll serve him. that'll teach him.
So in her movie, Jesus...
You know who liked me though? Also, there was. Well, go ahead.
No, who liked you?
No.
I want to know who liked you.
You know what? I'll send you photos. I have photos of all these people.
Yeah, but who liked you? Tell me.
Well, because I was also thinking Jimmy. They came one day with like Carson Daly. You know who he is?
No.
You don't know Carson Daly?
No.
Oh, he liked me. All right, go ahead.
So early in her movie, Jesus is Magic, Sarah Silverman talks about some intermarriage, and she says, "Mummy is one of the chosen people, and Daddy believes that Jesus is magic." So she's saying this is like the essence of Christianity. They believe that Jesus is magic. I think Judaism's anti-magical. Like, lamb blood on your door is not magic. Mezuzot are not magic. Tefillin are not magic. Torah scrolls are not magic. There's no equivalent to Jesus is magic in Judaism.
That's because you know what? That's because you came in with a very dick. I don't know how you say that in English. Like your approach is very intellectual. Blah blah. If you were a Sephardi Jew, you would say the complete opposite. You know these Sephardim? They're not. Some of them aren't even from, and they're like, if you kiss the picture of the gadol, you'll be blessed, and you're gonna have kids, and they're gonna be Talmid Chachamim, and you can sell crack cocaine, and the police won't arrest you, and all these things, and
yeah, a lot of them are in the porn industry.
Are they?
And they say Baruch Hashem. They ask. I remember this pornographer saying, "How you doing?" He says, "Praise God."
Does he have that hand? The
I don't remember
the menorah thing. Oh, okay.
How you doing? Praise God. This now Stanford 32, Virginia Tech 12.
Right. So you came in with an Ashkenazi intellectual reproach.
I'm like the bastard child of the Rambam.
Right. If you came in, a converted, let's say, I'm not going to say it. Go ahead.
So D. Medic says, I can find myself quickly unattracted to women when they are morally and spiritually compromised.
Is D. Medic one of your friends?
I'd love him to be my friend.
How do you know it's a he?
I think I could feel very warmly for D.
How do you know it's a he?
I could just assume that he's a he.
I don't think you can ever assume by
I think I could be very warm for D. Medic, not sexually.
Oh, my nephew's in there. You didn't even tell me.
When have I ever said, "Oh, Rabbs, your nephew's in the chat room. Let's interrupt the show. Let's bring things to a screeching halt so that you can give a shout out to your nephew." I want to give a shout out to, hey, Emily and Clyde. Hey, how's it going? Yes, Rabbs, nephew did make it tonight. Cool. Hey, Ginger, how's it going? Yes, D. Medic is a he. Aha. And he's a great guy. He's very funny. He spells well. You should date him. You should go out with him. You can warm up to him and say more than just okay. Thank you. Thank you, and yes. So Moses and Aaron's story with the Paro reminds me of my own journey as a blogger. Okay. First, I'd start out and it's like, who's Luke Ford? Then it was, how can this nothing cause me so much trouble? And then it was, bring me Luke Ford, I need to talk to him. So this happened to me several times on several different beats. So people treat you carelessly when they think you have no ability to hurt them. You have no influence, that you're a nothing. When their perception of your influences changes, they change how they treat you. Become influential enough and suddenly all those doors are open to you. If I got a big enough story, President Obama would speak to me. I remember doing a story about Bill Gates, and I got like a rapid response from his team. And like many of my peers who had the same story. What did they say? They said, we're not going to cooperate with this profile. What does that mean? They just said they weren't going to cooperate. I sent them a story about the real reason he got kicked out of Harvard. He got kicked out of Harvard. It wasn't that he dropped out. He got kicked out because he messed up with all their computers. Oh. Why he loaded Windows on them? He crashed them all? So they actually cared enough to call. Why would they bother with calling you? Because no one else had broken that story. And I had it like... I had peers who knew about it, but they were afraid to publish anything damaging about the world's richest man at that time. Because they didn't want to get sued. Yeah, not even sued. They thought he'd kill them or like that. Kill them? They had all these crazy ideas, like the world's richest man. He can do anything, make you disappear. But my point was, like, Paro gives Moshe and Aaron no respect at first, and Aaron treats him respectfully and like gives him warnings about the plagues. That's like often what I do. I'll like send an email to someone, hey, I'm writing a story because I heard this and this. Is this accurate? Could you give me a call at your convenience and just reply to this response? Like, I'll give them a heads up. But if they just blow me off time after time, I stop giving them a response. Like a warning that I'm about to send a plague down upon them. Okay, so let me see if I got this straight, right? So, like, when you went off last week on about those Torah scrolls, yeah, right, and like everybody incurred your wrath. It was like, Rabbi Union and Rabbi Bess and Rabbi Sauer and Rabbi Tendler and all these people just got your wrath incurred on them, right? And you just like laid the plague on them. You didn't call them all first for let them know, hey, I'm laying a plague on you in 3 days. Well, you just laid the plague. Some people got warnings. Or you did warn some people. Some people got emails or phone calls, and other people didn't. The ones who'd blown me off consistently did not get warnings that